What has a son learned from his father? What has Ryan learned from his father, Charles? Father and son connection can influence a a man's life for his entire life, depending on the awareness. I always, I don't always, my goal is to seek to understand. With my dad, I sought to understand more about his life by being inquisitive, asking questions, hearing stories again, um, holding space for him to, share what the pains that he's experienced in his life, the rejection, the loss, so I can put my life into perspective and see like what's been transferred over to me, I guess, and like how best to transmute it, change it for the both of us, like learning from my elders, especially from my dad, who lost his dad when he was 17, right? I think about that often as well. It's like, who would I be if I lost my dad at 17? And I know many men out there have lost their dad maybe even younger than that, in different ways, right? Loss can happen in a variety of different ways. So that was a big moment in my dad's life. And also just the relationship to men in general, right? It's very competitive. There's jealousy. There's a lot of like trying to one up. People wanted to one up him in a variety of different ways, especially in sports. He could be, I think, provocateur, like egg people on. But my dad has a very kind heart. It's like he loves helping people. He's a great, like a coach in that way, cheering people on. But when he was younger, he didn't have a lot of great male role models, especially as coaches. He was of the generation where they were being belittled all the time, called all kinds of names, highlighted everything they did wrong, this kind of stuff. And it didn't bode well for, who performs well, like sustainably with that kind of interaction, especially from other men. He was burned in business deals, business relationships, let's say, people trying to cheat him, and so he had a lot of those experiences. And a lot of frustration and anger because of that, like being misunderstood or, taken for granted, like your kindness being taken for granted. People will use that against you, So my dad experienced a lot of that. So these are the things I've learned a lot from him, and understanding his upsets, I think, has helped me a whole lot in my life, just to be more compassionate, for one. It still goes back to gratefulness, compassion, and forgiveness. It's like forgiving those who hurt you, especially other men. Because if not, you become really angry and bitter and resentful. But despite all my dad's experiences, like he still goes out there, puts himself out there in a variety of different ways, and he's a loving man. And the last however many years, like we've been sharing that more emotionally. Like he wasn't very emotionally communicative growing up, and that's, once again, it's like from all these experiences, like how to communicate his feelings openly or what he was going through. But as we've had more conversations, I've given him asking questions like giving him the opportunity to be able to express himself without like him being shot down in whatever way, you know, or judged, I guess. So, you know, saying we love each other, that's been a more recent interaction, which is, yeah, it's wonderful. So I've learned a lot from my dad. I'm grateful for the experience, and once again, it's like it's for me to really want to understand him better and to know him better and not take life for granted. The times that we've been together, especially as I've been an adult, you know, to be able to go back home and do projects together, build things together. It gives us the opportunity to have more conversations that I didn't have when I was younger, just because I didn't know, right? So I make the most out of it to be able to go deeper, to deepen our relationship together. Because I know not everyone has that opportunity. Not every man has that opportunity. He didn't have that opportunity with his dad, you know, and lots of men don't even have good relationships with their dad at all. So there we are. But it's interesting for a man to be able to explore what it means to be a man, you know. Who do you learn from? What did you learn from your dad or other male figures that were in your life when you were younger? Good or bad, like, what, you know, it's like, well, what were the lessons that you learned, or what of them do you see in yourself? And if you don't explore that, like, we could be very reactive. Like I said, like I could be, I don't know, frustrated anger, like all these stuff. Whenever I feel that, I have to zoom out to be able to see where that's coming from. Being misunderstood, like that's a big one my dad experienced. Because people didn't really, you know, just saw him as like competition. For men, we need to unite. Stop competing against each other and tearing each other down, but building each other up. You know, steel sharpens steel is better for everyone. Truly, you know, growing together because you want to make each other better. Push each other to the edges. Yeah. Sharon and Karen, thanks for tuning in.